Good, if you're up.
Good afternoon. My name is Patricia Gerling, and I'm President CEO of the Community Foundation, and I am excited to welcome all of you to our second Brazos Valley Give Zoom webinar. Today, we're going to be focusing on how matching gifts can be very effective in your giving campaign for your individual nonprofit. And I'm very excited to welcome Molly Watson, who's going to host this afternoon's webinar. I'm going to keep watching the chat and the Q&A. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to chime in. If in fact we have any audio or video issues, just drop a question or a chat in there as well, because we'll assume that everything is a go right now. I think we've got over 40 individuals currently on the webinar, so we're glad to have you. And without further ado, I want to introduce Molly Watson. Thank you.
Hi, I am so happy that y'all joined us so we can talk about matching gifts, which will be a crucial part of Brazos Valley Gives. And thank you for getting your registrations in by the deadline. We're finalizing all that, and we'll be able to report how many nonprofits we have very soon. But it's definitely more than last year, and we're excited, and we have quite a few from Washington County, which also excited us, and throughout the 7-county region. So we are I'm going to go ahead and put up a PowerPoint, and I'll just go through that, and we will take it step by step. I'm the co-chair of Brazos Valley Gives, and really since I graduated from Baylor, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I've worked in development, and I've either gotten paid or not paid, and always worked for a nonprofit or higher education, working for both Baylor and Texas A&M at the Bush School. But fundraising is my love and my passion, so whether I'm paid or not, I love it. And nonprofits are my heart. So I would love to just share a little bit more about rallying your donors and your constituency, and really maximizing your donor base with matching gifts. So let's get started, and then we'll take questions at the end, or as you feel so, if you just want to, like Patricia said, put it up on the chat and we'll answer, and she might be able to even type while we go to answer those questions. Okay, so we're going to move to the PowerPoint. And hopefully everyone's seeing that. Our big day is Tuesday, October 27th. And we're going to go through just some simple questions. What are matching funds? Why are they important? How they can work for you during 2020 Brazos Valley Gives Day, and the strategies and several examples that'll help you to understand it even better. So what are matching funds? Matching funds are additional funds contributed directly to your nonprofit from a donor or donors to encourage contributions to your nonprofit on Brazos Valley Gives Day. We'll go through this specifically. They still go directly to you, but you will manage the donor that provides the match. They are a critical part of the gamification of Giving Day. Gamification meaning the fun way to play. And so the benefit of these matching funds are that they provide a greater incentive for other donors. If they know one donor is giving a match, it incentivizes other donors. It encourages the existing donor to give in a new way. Perhaps you have a board member that always at the end of the year gives $1,000. Well, that would be a perfect person to harness for a matching gift for Brazos Valley Gives, because it's a different new way, but it's still towards the end of the year, and it perhaps may be the same amount, or you could push them a little bit and get another board member to join in. It offers the donors a way to increase the value of their contribution. So you will harness donors to give through our portal, and you'll explain to them, we've got a matching gift, and it'll be an exciting way to rally the other donors. Well, your existing donor that's providing the matching gift will see their donation is making a double impact. This is just a pyramid of giving, which I'm sure all of you have seen. It's basic development for nonprofits. And we're talking about right now annual gifts. That's where Brazos Valley Gives falls, and that's where matching gifts typically fall. But you always want to be pushing your donors along this cycle, which is from annual gifts to moving them to a major gift, to them beginning to put you into their will or trust or estate. Here's some of the questions that you ask along this pyramid. So why should you consider matching funds? Well, like I said earlier, it provides an incentive to give, but it also creates a sense of urgency. It's a call to action, and it helps you reach your overall fundraising goals quickly. It expands your donor base and attracts new donors. It's an exciting and engaging way to promote your organization for maximum results. Why are they important? Matching funds are important to donors. It provides you credibility. You already have significant support when you can say that a donor is willing to give a match. It challenges donors to double the impact of their gift. And it also, from a funder's point of view, provides confidence in the nonprofit and what you're doing to rally other donors, that you're not sitting back. And matching donors like inspiring others. Donors know that they're not alone when they support. So here's some matching funds in action from North Texas Giving Day. 458 nonprofits raised their own matching funds. It totaled $6.3 million in 2018 for their organizations. East Texas Giving Day, you can see there, one-to-one match. 50% of the entire East Texas Giving Day 2019 total came from matching funds. So what about Brazos Valley Gives in our inaugural year, last year? We had 10 nonprofits secure matching funds totaling $13,350. 9 of these 10 nonprofits exceeded their match funds by 280%. So it did inspire other donors to give when they saw the match, and that's the proof. You can see the total there. So the key takeaway, nonprofits with a match averaged more donations than those that did not have matching funds. So how will this work on our Brazos Valley Gives website? You can continue to update your giving profile with matching funds throughout October and even on Brazos Valley Gives Day, October 27th. The match amount will show on your page on Giving Day as they are tied to the gamification side of the platform. And I'll show you that back side in just a minute. Matches are dollar for dollar. So the note here is the donor's commitment for match funds retains with you. You will manage the donor's match funds. They are not donated through the giving portal. However, your other donors that are giving up towards the match will be managed through the portal and will be given through the portal. Match commitment will decline as gifts are received. And I guess the better way to say that is maybe decrease until the match is met. And I know you're thinking about incentive prizes because that's my part-time job right now, is raising that money for those incentive prizes. Nonprofits that raise a minimum of $3,000 in matching funds will go into a drawing for a $1,000 bonus prize. And this is new this year. But we must have the commitment from the donor and be entered on giving profile by 12 noon on Friday, October 16th to go into the drawing. So where do I enter a match? As you can see, and you can even get on to brazosvalleygives.org right now if you want to, if you have enough space on your computer to see both screens. And here's where you set your event goals. And then you'll update the goals there, and it says your matching fund secured, and that's where there'll be the little circle that goes around until the match is met. Now this is what the public will see. So this is the front side. And you can see the number of donors there and the amount. And then on the leaderboard, this is how it will read. And you can see on that third example that you can see how much of the match is remaining before it's met, how many dollars are needed. 5 steps to matching funds. Can you see questions if they ask? Yeah, we were looking for any questions if there are any, hoping everything's working well. It's okay. Yeah, okay. Step number 1. So you want to set a goal, and they do not need to be huge. It can be $500 or $1,000. That's a great place to start. Or ask your donor, ask a board member, ask who you have in mind that perhaps might really be inspired by giving a matching gift. It doesn't have to be a new donor. Ask an existing donor if you can leverage their annual gift as part of your match. Like I mentioned earlier, the donor that gives $1,000 in December perhaps would consider it being a match in October. Make it achievable so you can celebrate success with your donors. Find a donor, look nearby, start with your inner circle. Institutional funders, board members can pool their resources and come together. It's a great challenge at your next board meeting. Major donors that already exist, key staff, perhaps the executive director or people that work within the organization, doctors, support association like restaurant group or civic organization, or a local business partner who's supportive of your nonprofit. So here's where we can talk about pooling matching gifts. So you've got donor John and donor Jim and donor Jane. Together they can make a $3,000 match and you can enter it into your profile. You would want to definitely communicate the terms of the match with your donor or donors. They don't want to find out on the back end that they were a part of a match. Not that they would be upset, but you just want to make sure that you're very transparent about that. And that's a part of the fun of the match. Here's a story if you'd like to go back later about North Texas Giving Day. And donors just may be waiting to be asked. And all they have to say is no. Or yes, is what they want. Step number 3. Solicit the match. Ask. Offer recognition opportunities. And you might want to discuss those and kind of have, benefits set aside where you can offer promotion for a business partner that provides a match and other opportunities for them. So it's step 3. Promote their generosity on social media, a newsletter, emails, however you communicate, a press release. And if they want to be anonymous, then definitely respect that. Step 4, promote the match. Prior to Giving Day, tease the match out. Don't keep it a secret. On Giving Day, promote the match. In all the ways that you're trying to rally donors to give, make the match a big part of that. Update your donors in real time as you get close to meeting your goal. And once you reach your match, celebrate and cheer. Be sure and share the power of the gift. Large and small gifts matter and they work towards the match. Even the $10 donation that's our minimum makes a difference. Here's an example from East Texas Giving Day. Every $1 equals 2. Hurry, the clock is ticking. And then they had a click here to double your impact. And you can email donors the direct link to this nonprofit giving page. Use your social media platforms to promote the match and be clever. And I like how they have the 2 dogs there. It kind of represents a double effect. Step number 5, be sure and follow up. Share the details that the match inspired. Newsletters and thank yous to all your donors. And post on social media platforms after Giving Day. Continue to share those stories of how the impact of the day will help your organization. Here's other examples. Our anonymous donor, if you look on the left for North Texas Food Bank, has graciously increased their match and will double gifts up to $60,000, but only until midnight tonight. So that was day of where a donor stepped forward and increased the match. And I think the donor that provides the match, I think they're watching as much as we as nonprofits are throughout the day. Other examples, Give Now, the board's matching up to $5,000 from 12 to 2. Now they targeted the specific hours, which is another great idea. We've got big news to share. We couldn't wait until tomorrow. All scheduled gifts will be matched up to $10,000. You're making twice the impact. We're halfway to our match. So these went out throughout the day in real time. And they can also begin on October 1, working towards the match. So not just real time, but throughout the month of October till our 27th. And I love the little thermometer there. That's a very good visual for donors. And then we did it. So on our BrazosValleyGives.org website, we have a nonprofit toolkit and resources, and Patricia's updated this for 2020, and you'll definitely want to download that and help you. It shows our trainings and all our deadlines. It has our new graphics and logos that you all can use at your discretion, tips and tricks, checklists for successful Gives Day, email and donor letter templates for follow-up and even for communication beforehand, social media tips, and a communications calendar that can help you plan. And there is the specific link. So here's some upcoming important dates. On Friday, Patricia will host at 10:30 peer-to-peer fundraising, which is a very important part of Brazos Valley Gives that we're trying to stress this year, along with the matching gifts. And then we'll have a social media basics webinar from our social media guru that's helping us this year out of the school. Or she might be the one, or we may have another host. And then getting ready for Brazos Valley Gives and prizes. We're working hard to raise money right now for those prizes. Early giving begins October 1, and then there's our big day. So we're going to move to questions, and I think we're going to try to click here on the screen to see if you all have. October 15th is a Friday. Tanya asked when the deadline to send in the matching donor. We just want to have that secured by October 15th. And Chuck, I'll go back one slide here. I'm sorry, it's Friday, October 16th at noon. And Chuck will pull up the, we'll share the screen and pull up those date slides again. Any other questions as you think about creative ways? Okay, and we're going to pull up those dates. There's Lynn. Hi. The donor should make their actual gift through the portal or directly. So as the agency, you are going to retain the matching gift in-house. We are not going to manage the matching gift side. The portal will handle, just like last year, we'll handle all your gifts and your donations and keep track so that you don't have to keep track of where you are on the process of meeting the match. But we want you to work your donor to secure the match, and you will obtain those funds directly. I hope that answers.
So in short, you don't need me. Okay. You get the commitment from your donor, and you just retain those funds in your checking account, or else your donor may want to wait until you make the match. You know, if they put up $2,000, they're going to be watching Brazos Valley Gives, and once you reach your 2,000 goal, they're just going to give you $2,000. Remember, the donor match does not come to us. That is the match that you secured on your own. You're using that donor match, say for instance, it's $2,000. That is just an incentive so that other people out there will give through Brazos Valley Gives to you to help meet that match. So that's the basis for the match. Remember, you retain the dollars in your organization for the match, for the commitment for the match funds. All of the remaining dollars go through Brazos Valley Gives.
So all the small gifts that are going to meet that match will be handled by Brazos Valley Gives. The actual match gift that you secure, you manage. Let's go down and see the other.
Read this one right here.
I put up $1,000 for matching funds and challenged the rest of our board to add to my $1,000. We received $5,500 in total. Awesome.
That's it. Give a shout out to who that is.
Margot Newcomb.
And that's with Mobility Worldwide.
Oh,
so you
wonderful.
See what she did. She committed $1,000 and then challenged the rest of her board to do that. And she's already got $5,500 toward matching funds for Mobility Worldwide's campaign.
Thank you, Margaret, for sharing. Okay, can you add the link to the chat for the resources?
Yes.
We'll do that. And we'll put up those dates in a second, Chuck. And Michael and Sarah Braden say, do you have any tips for brand new nonprofits that don't have a large donor base to raise these matching funds? You know, I would begin to communicate out right now on your social media and other ways and talk about your nonprofit. I think right now it's about getting the word out and educating our community about your nonprofit. And being a part of Brazos Valley Gives is a very good way to have exposure with people that might not be looking necessarily for your nonprofit. So for example, last year after the fact of Brazos Valley Gives, we had a donor that came in and wanted to give $65,000. So they came to the portal and they just read and researched all the nonprofits that had registered for Brazos Valley Gives and learned about them. And then they decided where they wanted those funds to go, dividing them up between $5,000, $1,000, and $10,000 that we were able to award and give to the nonprofits that were participating. So I think right now, I would say that matching gifts may not be your strategy this year. I think it's more about communicating and educating our community about all of the services that you provide to our community. And being a part of Brazos Valley Gives is a perfect way to start. If you do have a board, however, I would start with that inner circle of already the people that support your nonprofit. I'd love to know what that new nonprofit is if you can post it up.
That is from Sarah Braden and The Terminal.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. And we're putting up where the resources are within the nonprofit section. Okay.
So I'm going to chime in here on this side. We're using one computer, so it's a little difficult. But if you go to the Brazos Valley Gives website, that's brazosvalleygives.org, there is a for nonprofit section, and there's a drop down that says nonprofit resources. I really want you to go there so that you can get the breadth of all of the resources that are there. The toolkit, as well as about 6 more different logos are being uploaded this afternoon. So if it's not there, it will be there pretty much within an hour after this webinar, okay?
Allison Harper asked, just to be certain, because I know we have a donor who asked, does any of the money donated go to Brazos Valley Gives, or do all the funds come to us? So besides a 5.2% credit card fee that the donor has to opt out of not to cover, everything goes straight to the nonprofit. The Community Foundation of the Brazos Valley powers this, and we pass the gift through straight to you.
So 100% of donors' gift goes directly to the nonprofit of their choice.
And last year, over 86% covered that small fee. We'll put at, Jane, we'll put at slides 1 through 5 again. And Michael and Sarah, thanks for loading that name of your nonprofit. We'll be looking for y'all. We're excited you are a part of this. Any other
Q&As?
Okay, we're going to look at a few more questions and then we'll put back up the slides with the dates and 1 through 5. The webinar is being recorded and we will load it up onto the portal, onto the website. We have not sent out the webinar for Friday.
Yes.
Oh, you have? Oh, yes. Patricia's already sent it. And let us know if you need us to resend it to you, Tanya. The goals. You want to speak to that? Should our goal include the matching fund amount?
Your goal. Well, on the portal, they provide you with some questions. They're just trying to help you think about your goals for Brazos Valley Gives. So they're going to ask you, what is your overall goal? As a nonprofit, perhaps you want to raise $5,000. And then of that, they're going to try to break it down. So how much do you really, if you set some goals, then you are more apt to try to reach those because they're very targeted. So they're going to ask you, how much do you want to raise as far as matching funds? And then they're also going to ask you as far as peer-to-peer fundraising. You know, so all of these various different elements will add up to your overall goal that you're going to try to reach.
Tony, we'll resend that registration for Friday's webinar to you.
And Tanya, can you tell us who you're with? Right now, there are over 125 nonprofits registered for Brazos Valley Gives. I have about 9 that are currently in the process of, they've registered, but they haven't completed their profile and payment of their registration fees. So I'll be following up with them.
And Tanya, you can continue to add things to your profile.
Yes. The reason for the September 25th deadline is we want to have everyone with all of their most accurate information available finished by September the 25th. That's this coming Friday, because October 1st, which is just next week, is the beginning of early giving. So a lot of our media support, our social media, all of our communications will be encouraging donors to start giving now. October will, you know, the needs have never been greater for our nonprofit community throughout the Brazos Valley Gives, throughout the year. And so we want to make as much time available for you to engage your donors. So whether you want to really engage them from the first day of October 1st, or perhaps, you know, start maybe about this, you know, second or third week in October, or on, you know, the day before. It's going to be up to you, but know that the interest in giving is there, and your donors just want to know how to support you.
We will add Sarah Wilson, and Tammy to send the webinar link.
So I tell you this, if you are on and you did not get the webinar invitation to the webinar on Friday, I'm going to make it easy on both of us. Would you just send in a quick email to brazosvalleygives@gmail.com, and then I will have your email and I'll just send you back the immediate link to the webinar. That's the easiest way to do this. Okay.
Hey, JP. Yeah, Young Life. And Lynn, this whole presentation will be on the website.
Right.
We're recording it, all the questions.
So this entire PowerPoint presentation, as well as the video, will be uploaded. I've got another Zoom at 2 o'clock, so it'll probably be somewhere like after 5 o'clock or so by the time I get it up there. But all of this information is available on brazosvalleygives.org under the nonprofit resource section. Okay, so let's see if we can go back just a minute. Oh gosh, we've got some more.
Let's see if I can. We're going to make sure we have all the questions answered, and then we're going to go back to slides 1 through 5.
Yes, that was the end.
Okay.
So we're going to go back and we are going to. Okay. Oh, stop. Okay.
So 1 through 5 is what Jane first, and then we'll go back to the dates. I don't think I can do it. Sorry, guys. We're just going to go back to slides 1 through 5 for Jane, and then we'll go to all of the
steps. You know this?
I thought she said 1 through 5.
Okay. Just use this.
Okay. You're just going back out of this. Okay. I think the very first slides.
Oh, you went backwards.
Okay, sorry. Huh. Well, let's put up the dates real quick. Sorry, guys. Here's the dates.
Okay, well, here's the
first couple of.
This was the first slide?
Mm-hmm. That's the first slide. These are just the first slides for Jane, just to kind of see. And then we'll move to the dates. Those are the first slides. Okay. Mm-hmm. She made these. And then we'll go to the key dates.
So I'm going to go back just for a minute. Did you say incentive prize? Just want to focus in. So nonprofits that raise a minimum of $3,000 in matching funds, that is, you're going to, remember, you're going to keep those $3,000 commitments. You will go into a drawing for a $1,000 bonus prize, but you have to have that commitment, and we have to be able to see it on your giving profile by noon on Friday, October the 16th. All of those names of those various different nonprofits will go into a drawing, and then we will just pull the $1,000 bonus prize. We will be doing that during our celebration during the middle of November, whenever we give away all of the bonus prizes and do our big check presentations. So for those of you who were there last year, it was a lot of fun. We're committed to doing that in person. We do not want to have a virtual celebration. It's not the same without you. So most likely we will be doing it at the Veterans Park at an outdoor pavilion that's covered, and we'll have plenty of room, and it will be a grand celebration. We've got to do something to celebrate nonprofit giving and the reason that you're here in our community, in our nonprofit. Okay, and then, so we're gonna go right here. So as we talk about the deadlines, the upcoming deadlines and things that are happening, sorry guys, this was the toolkit. So I'm gonna just show y'all. If you wanna take a screenshot of this, this has lots of information in it. I will send out a note to everyone as well with this so that you can have a direct link to it. But if you're a small nonprofit, or if you're 100% volunteer, there are canned emails that you can send out to some of your current donors. All you have to do is fill in the blank. So it's kind of a step-by-step. You know, what we want to do now is tell everybody to save the date. And then, you know, on October the 1st or a couple of days after, you know, it's, you know, get ready, give, you know, early giving is available. And then sometime maybe during the middle of October. And then, of course, the day before Brazos Valley Gives, you want to just be celebrating your nonprofit. So that is a great toolkit with a lot of information. These are some upcoming Zoom webinars. Like we said, this coming Friday, I'm going to be doing a webinar. This is brand new this year. It's peer-to-peer fundraising, and really is going to be a conversation with how you identify those champions within your donor base, within your board members, even student organizations that want to support you. and they can do a peer-to-peer fundraiser on Brazos Valley Gives. And it's amazing. And it's all online and it's all virtual and it doesn't cost them a dime. So if you haven't received the webinar invitation, send an email to brazosvalleygives@gmail.com. And later tonight, I will send you the invitation so that you can join us. If you miss it or miss the Telling Your Message Zoom webinar, all of these are recorded and they're on our nonprofit section of Brazos Valley Gives as well. And then the last thing we will show, and these are just important key dates. So most of you have completely finished your registration. There are about 9 nonprofits that I'm going to be following up with this week that need to complete their profile updates and also pay their registration fee by this coming Friday. And then get ready and give on October the 1st. So we're going to go back. I think there were a few more questions.
And Tuck, yeah, you can continue to update your profile after the 25th, after the deadline that's passed. Any other questions before we go? We're busy promoting the big day. We're lifting all of you up. That's our job here at the Community Foundation, is to lift this whole day up. It is the community first giving day, and that's all of you. And so our job is to make sure that every single person in this community knows about Brazos Valley Gives Day and that it's Tuesday, October 27th, and that they are ready to give starting October 1. So all of our media outlets are excited more than ever, I feel like, this year, because so many of you had to cancel your events or fundraisers and haven't been able to be in touch with your donors as usual. And so we are just very, very excited about this day. And you may be interested to know that we were a little concerned about, okay, well, so is the community going to be giving this year, or is, are people taxed too much with their businesses, et cetera? How are giving days going to go in 2020? And so we looked back at Abilene, and they went ahead and did theirs on April 28th. And they surpassed their last year giving goal. I think they had 789,000 last year, and they were 1.2 million this year. As well as East Texas Giving Day. And they were about 1.2, 1.3 last year, and they held theirs May 5th of this year, and they were over 2.3 million. And that is so encouraging to us, because we know that the Brazos Valley is way better than those communities. Just kidding. But we just know that our community gives more than ever, and I think they will again this year. So we're very encouraged that this year is going to be a very, very special year. Okay, and if that's it, no more questions, you make sure. If you have a question, you can always email brazosvalleygives@gmail.com. And thank you all so much for being a part. We're super excited, and we're going to go get to work. Bye.